What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at all of the footies we've got so far. We've got Team 1, Team 2, mixed with a few SBCs, and a total of 30 footies as of now. The first person we're going to be looking at is our man, Yaya Toure. One that I didn't think they'd give him, to be honest, especially in packs, and he has definitely dropped down in value from yesterday already. 8 million coins is where he was kind of chilling at for the first hour, and now he's all the way down at 3.2 mil. The only thing I'm interested in with these are they actually packable? I am yet to pack a single footies. I know there is definitely a lot of people that have packed them, but I would like to be able to get a Yaya Toure at some point, whether we get a footies upgradable pack that's repeatable or something later on down the line. That is what I kind of want, because this Yaya Toure is insane. A 4-star, 5-star, a 7 upgrade from his Trophy Titan. This is a premium, absolutely premium footies card, and he is without a doubt going straight into that S1. There's probably not too many, but definitely him. We then have another one that was from yesterday as well, in Diego Forlan. I'm yet to know what is actually... He's Prem as well, of course he is. I don't know why we chose the hero badge. We knew it was going to be Prem. Again, a 4-star, 5-star. Nice little upgrade on top of his card. The one thing I've always liked with Forlan, like the strikers that we get of that sort of caliber that are not necessarily the craziest pace, so they're not 99 pace across the board, everything's insane. They're finishing. It's very much how I kind of see Lewandowski, even though he is only 5'11 in comparison. His finishing is so clinical, it's unreal. Would I put him at the S1 striker? I don't think so. I think he's definitely up there in the category, but I wouldn't necessarily go S1 with him. He's coming in at the moment at 184,000, which is still a very, very good price in the grand schemes, but I wouldn't say S1 is for him. We then have our man Kessie, another great upgrade from a long time ago now. We're looking a fair few weeks. He is a premium as well, which is, again, always perfect. The premiums have kind of added that next level start from, obviously, Shapeshifter, level up, and now into this for the maximum amount of chem that you can get. His last card literally was his one to watch, which was 86 rated, 740 for this guy now. Again, an absolute elite CDM. He's a 4-star, 5-star like we know with a lot of these. I think in terms of CDMs, he's definitely up there as one of the better ones, so he's got to stay in this S1. And I must admit, actually looking at the cards and thinking what we've actually got to come, there's probably a lot in S1 because they're meant to be endgame. That is the whole point of, obviously, these footies. They are now the best of the best. Talking about that, we have a Rodrigo upgrade. The last upgrade he managed to get was obviously in his community team of the season, which was a very, very nice card in himself. 93 rated, so just a triple upgrade from him. He is a 5-star, 5-star. Was he even that in there? It was a 5-star, 4-star, so he's actually gone up one in the weak foot. He is an SBC. So do it with it what you please. Is 950,000 coins, and most definitely with the Roberto Carlos SBC as well, and also Son. There's a lot of big SBCs to do out, but they have got plenty of time. He finishes on the 25th of August, so more than enough to go with him. I think in terms of a right wing, there's very few that's better, which is always nice, and most definitely, again, sits himself into that S1. We then also have Griezmann. At this rate, I might as well just get rid of A, because actually thinking of all these cards, there is very few that are probably in that A category. Griezmann, amongst all of them, is most definitely not in there. He's always had a phenomenal card to end the game. His team of the season was obviously quite nice with his 94. Very nicely priced as well at 560 already. Since then. I'd like to tell you about skycoach.gg. They offer many features within the FIFA franchise, from FIFA coins to FIFA Weekend League boosts, from trusted sellers, pro players, and are the best prices on the market currently. They have fast delivery, high quality services, lots of games, and also a cashback program. The more coins you buy, the more eligible you are for cashback options. So if you want to buy FIFA coins at the best price, click the link in the description of this video. It will be active promo code for 10% discount from my subscribers. All you have to use is the code JT11 at the checkout to receive this bonus. On to the video. This card is coming in at 1.65 mil. Again, he's got the 5-star, 5-star, which just adds that extra layer that you want. I think this week is definitely improved for the vast majority of cards. Everybody wanted Ronaldo last week, whereas I'd be happy with Kessie, Yaya, Griezmann. There is a lot of players that you can go for in terms of this, and Griezmann definitely holds that spot as well. We then have our first objective player in our man Rodri. Little bit annoyed with this card because obviously we got an SBC from him that was 91 rated. The fact that he's only gone up a 2, I feel like you could have at least gone 94, 95. With everybody else, that just seems the plausible decision to make. I don't understand why they've only gone a +2 because realistically, he is better than his previous version. There's no two ways about that. It is naturally a more progression card, but in terms of what we could have got, I felt like it definitely should have been that little bit better. Or I could have understood a 93, so a double upgrade, and a 5-5 for him. Again, it's not necessarily massive deals, but he was a 4-5 already, so they've not even upgraded that, and it goes down to the objectives not being that great at the kind of end of it. That being said, I do like Rodri. I think he has always been a phenomenal card. His 91 was absolutely outstanding. But now the question is, would I prefer Rodri or Kessie? Take out the leagues, take out the teams. In terms of a card, stat-wise, I think I would rather go with Kessie in a DM role of what we're looking at. In terms of box-to-box, I must admit Rodri is very, very special. And I think if I'm kind of going for what we're seeing from the Futties, I'd probably go with the S card for this one as a safe option, if anything. Because I do think I would much rather go with Kessie. You want the higher rateds now, and most definitely Kessie comes in at that triple upgrade. We then have Royce. Beautiful card, and this has kind of answered the debate between the cover stars. Would we actually get cover stars rather than all cover star icons? So Royce himself being on the cover, we know full well that isn't going to happen anytime soon. Again, a normal Futties, so we've just got the standard with him, and he's 97 rated, which is just absolutely nuts in himself. He is a 5-star as well. We had to finish the SBC, which was a moments in the team of the season. Again, that one not terrible value. This one's coming in at 800,000 coins on the second day, which is absolutely nuts. We've barely been 24 hours. He definitely will drop down. And just look at that card. He is absolutely stunning. Striker, left wing, cam, all very good positions for him. He has the stats. In general, he is going to be a solid card. You could potentially, if he was being really, really harsh, kind of go with that S if he was focusing more on a cam, but we've used his moments at left wing and that card was absolutely fine there, so no doubt in that one whatsoever. We do have Ronaldo, 99 rated, premium as we like, and still extinct as much as we like as well. I don't understand with this. Obviously, we've got Messi as well, so we'll talk about him in a minute. But with Ronaldo, the 99 is always going to be the most prestigious. We haven't had a 99 yet, whereas Messi has had a 98. So you could see the difference there. We've had a 96 moments Ronaldo. This is the first 99 we've seen of him. He is definitely very, very expensive at 15 mil extinct. Whether we get him is going to be the big question. I do think with Ronaldo that, again, this is where the Yaya Toure debate comes into it. I can imagine we will get some sort of Futties upgrade, or all of them will go back into packs when we have something repeatable. I'm talking last month for the game in September, if anything. But we will, we should be able to get them at some point. Whether it's too late, that will be the real big question, in my opinion. We then have 95 Dumfries, another normal Futties card, and again, a beautiful right back. Settling the debate between right backs now, we're starting to see a 97 Roberto Carlos, we're seeing Gossens as a top end, Dumfries on the other side, so obviously two Inter guys on the fullback roles, which is always perfect. This guy's probably coming in now as the best right back in the game. In terms of what we can actually have, I don't think there's one that would have the stats that Dumfries has. We've obviously got Carfu, we've got Di Lorenzo, we've got Zaha and all of them. But in terms of kind of right back now, I think Dumfries and potentially you could argue Joe Gomez, even though I wouldn't put him there. He can play there as well. Same with Bastian Schweinsteiger. I would personally go with Dumfries. So he is definitely sitting here as if I'm looking in terms of right backs. We then have Butcher, beautiful guy from obviously the monthly objectives, which is absolutely brilliant to see. More than likely the last sort of set of FUT champs we're going to be playing, and we can get 4 different cards in Butcher, Muriel, Mickey, and also Konate for the 35 wins. Every 5 increments or 10 increments you get a new card. Again, lovely super sub, never going to argue with them. All of them are premiums as well, which is just that extra little bonus in my eyes. I don't think going for normal Futties would have been the right move, especially for Butcher as well, because he is in the Belgium League, Canadian. There's not loads of links, so he would have to be more of a super sub. He is a 5-star, 4-star. He's got nice stats. Whether I would say he's kind of S1 material, I don't think so. I think he is designed more as a super sub. I would argue in terms of wingers, we could look at the AS. I think in terms of what we're going to get back from him though, as a super sub, we're going to keep him in that S because the stats are beautiful. As we get into Team 3 and maybe even Team 4 if we go that far, I would probably drop him down because we are going to get an absolute shed load. If we get another 60 more Futties, I guarantee he's not going to compete with the best of them. Muriel, on the other hand, lovely upgrade. We love a Muriel. He just reminds me back in the day with the Colombians, the Serie A's, the strikers that were just absolutely outrageously paced. And most definitely he comes in at a good value as well. But in terms of where he ranks in this list, he is a premium. He is a 5-5. Very, very nice stats across the board. He's got the pace. Shooting's decent. He's got 94 on the finishing. It is shot power and volleys that are kind of letting that side down. Dribbling wise, again, top end level. I don't think he's quite top of the list, but most definitely, again, he's got to be another S-rated card at the very, very minimum. And then we have Mickey. I think we've gone all the way. Yeah, we've got Kunad here as well. So these are all of the monthlies, which are most definitely a very nice objective. It's something out of the blue. I'm actually a big fan of it. Whether we see this going forward, again, with the end of Futties, we find that EA decide to really test out new things and see how it affects the market, how it affects people's in-games, what the team's looking like. If you're getting 4 cards every single week, for instance, or every month, in fact, from the monthlies, it would be an interesting thing, maybe if it's a player pick or something. Mickey, on the other hand, though, he is going upper rated now into the 96. Again, another 5-5. The question really goes of who would you prefer? A 5-5 Royce, a 5-5 Mickey? I think Royce would take that kick for me, but that being said, Mickey is still an absolutely astonishing card. I would say he's a very high-end level S, but I'd say S is kind of where I'd sit him at if I'm looking between Royce and him. Konate, on the other hand, 35 wins, so don't get it twisted. We have got 3 weeks at the minimum to get this done, unless you are an elite level player. If you're winning 20-0, 15-0, or like, I think you could go, 18 and 9, what would it be? It would be 18 and 17 or something like that. So you're looking at a rank 1 player at the minimum. You could get him done in 2 weeks. In terms of, well, in fact, no. Yeah, because you get it 35. So it's got to be like 17 and 18, I was bang on. Why did I question my maths? But in terms of kind of just an 11 wins, a 13 wins, you pretty much got to do 3 to 4 weeks at the minimum. That being said, what a card. There will be a lot of centre-backs out at that point, but most definitely, he is definitely still going to come in at a top level. The pace, the defending, the physical, the passing, everything strikes to a big centre-back right there. And if you're linking with Ferrari as well, you have got pace at the back there. We then have Galeno, another SBC, very, very cheap to get done. Not a problem whatsoever. I think for me, he's an easy one going into an S category. Potentially, it'd be more low if I'm going brutally honest, because I do think when it comes to Butcher, when it comes to Galeno, they are good right now. But like I said, another 3 to 4 weeks of this, they are going to slowly come down, and super subs are going to be replaced by the stars. We're going to look at more of the Rodris, we're going to look at the Muriels to be the kind of mid-S category, and these are not going to be played unless A, they're premium, and B, that's the only card that you've got. As an SBC, it's fantastic, but in terms of a player, there will be better, especially in the coming weeks. And talking of Ferrari, he shall appear. 99 pace centre-back with 90 defend and physical. Again, another great objective that you can get done. Very easy to do. He's a premium at the very minimum, which again, always works in his favour. I think he's an easy S, with the potential to be more. I feel like if we didn't have the centre-backs that are coming in, obviously Joe Gomez, Konate, and more to come, I would have potentially put him slowly creep into that S1, but in a real fact, I don't think he's quite there yet. And then we have Shaqiri. Or we have Kolo Muane, and Shaqiri. We'll do both at the same time, why not? Shaqiri is a premium, SBC, very cheap, was always going to be the big link to Messi if Messi wasn't necessarily in that premium category as well. We know full well that Messi now is a premium, so he either goes into a right mid role, a right wing, even then a cam, a super sub. Shaqiri is phenomenal. Very, very quick. Great agility. I absolutely loved playing with him. We've got a review on the channel if you want to check that one out, as he was absolutely sensational. Again, very much like a lot of them, as we go forward, he will drop in value. He'll drop in people's teams. He may go to a super sub. He may be taken out of a super sub. As we get the CR7s, the Messis, the Neymars, the Griezmanns, they're just not going to be able to compete. So at the minute, I would say S. In the next tier, I'd probably say he goes down a little bit. With Kolo Muane, I think he was a great striker. I don't think he was definitely the striker I thought he was going to be. With the upgrade from his team in the season, I loved that one in the Bundes Cup. He was brilliant, but it might be due to the fact everybody else was using Bundesliga teams as well. We didn't really try him in champs, so he didn't get the main stage. This guy, on the other hand, very quick. Always nice on the quick pace. Obviously the shooting's decent, the dribbling's good, but in terms of what we're looking at in comparison to the best of the best, he doesn't shape up, in my opinion. I would still rather probably go with Kane, to be honest, and that is just down to natural body type, in my opinion. St. Just is up next with the centre-back SBC again. Great pace centre-back, very much like Ferrari. Like I said, we are getting some absolutely top-end endgame cards, and even at super subs at the very minimum. He is a premium as well, so he doesn't need the links. He does get the Galeno link if he wasn't as well, and also he gets Dutch links as well, which is even better. In terms of his centre-back role, though, we will stick with the S. And again, like I said, I don't think there's many that are coming out here. We've got Cahill. Again, another SBC. I don't actually know the price of him. He is a Futties hero. He's coming in at a whopping, what did we get the SBC price? 270,000. So for me, that really isn't that bad of a value. When we're looking at Son, Rodrigo, Roberto Carlos, they're all in the 7, 8, 900s. Whereas Cahill, a measly 270. That for me is not a bad price whatsoever. He's had a lovely, +7 upgrade from his previous card. He definitely needed it. And again, like Kolo Muane, I thought he might have been a little bit better. He was definitely good at that finishing. But in terms of kind of being that top level striker, I personally didn't rate him that highly in that regards. We then have Gossens. Great left back. Absolutely love Gossens. He most definitely puts a debate in there. Until Roberto Carlos came, obviously. He did come before him, and he is an objective, which, again, is absolutely sensational that we can get a left wing back and a right wing back for Inter in the Futties. It just makes that Serie A team even better. But what a left back he was. In terms of Roberto Carlos, I personally think Roberto Carlos is absolutely clear of everybody. Gossens had the arguments with Alfonso, level up especially. He had kind of the conversations with Theo, but he puts himself in that hat. And I think most definitely, if you're doing that, they are the top of the top left backs, so you've got to be put in that top of the top position. Benazir, one card I really didn't expect very soon. We got a fantasy, then straight into a team of the season community, and now we've got a Futties as well. I really didn't expect him to get so many high rated cards so early on or so quickly apart from each other, but a great centre mid nonetheless. Don't think he's quite in the top category. I'd definitely put him in the mid. I think in terms of price, we're looking at a normal Futties card. He is going to come in at a whopping 180,000 coins. So again, these Futties are slowly coming down in value. That means you can go and get them quite easily. Joey Gomez, very, very easy one here. I've always loved his endgame cards, especially when we saw him in his kind of meta form in the past couple of years. This year definitely dropped off the pace from the gold, but this card puts him straight back on that map. He is an absolutely sensational card if you've ever used him. Alvarez, again, straight and easy one. One that really surprised me that he actually did come out as a 5-5 Premier League striker as well. He is absolutely beautiful at 1.7 mil. He is stunning. Definitely a player that you could link with Haaland and really just dominate the field. Gedson Fernandez then, I do think in terms of him, he would be the lower one in my opinion in comparison to the rest. If we're looking at centre mids, I'd prefer Benazir. I would go, I don't think there's any more centre mids there. If we're looking at nobody in the top end, but in terms of centre mids, I don't think he's quite there in my opinion. He's got a lovely pace on him. I would say he's a low S, but for me, he is going to drop down into that AS, probably being a bit more harsh compared to what I should have been with someone like Butcher and also Galeno. They more than likely should be AS if I'm being real, but now I can't move them. They would probably go into that AS, and I'd say it wouldn't look as bad for Fernandez. Then we have Son, 96 rated, or Di Maria at 97 rated. In terms of Di Maria then, unfortunately hasn't got the upgrade of a dynamic. I don't know if there's any sort of rights wrong with that or something. I've heard very kind of rumours of that. 2.2 million coins still, a 5-5, very, very easy to kind of recommend where he's going to go. And in terms of Son as well, he is, again, very similar. He's had the upgrade. I couldn't believe how cheap he was as a moment, and I didn't think it was right. It doesn't make any sense that you could go get his 94 for literally like 300, 200k during the Prem team of the season, let alone after. I can kind of understand that the value of them does decrease if obviously they're not necessarily the big one in the team. But this card, 740k worth of an SBC. He is a 5-star as well. Both of them put themselves straight into the AS or the S1 category without a shadow of a doubt. We then also have Vinny. Vinny. He is the SBC, or the season objective, in fact, for level 40. So we've got a while to go for him, but a 98 Vinny is outstanding. No matter who comes out in that time, he is still going to be one of the best left wings we've got, unless we get a cover star Ronaldinho 99. I am praying, and I'm praying it's an SBC as well. But Vinny, even though we can't use him as of yet, same like the others, I think he is going to be absolutely outstanding. Very much like Jota in my opinion. I think, again, another one that looks like he should be absolutely stunning. In terms of the value of him, what is coming in now, 96 rated, he is a 5'5", pace is there, shooting's there, passing's good, the free kick accuracy is dropping that down, dribbling's incredible, then obviously we've got a good amount of physicality. Again, he's got to be an absolutely stunning card nonetheless. Then we have the level 15, which is Ryan Kent. Again, with him, I personally think that he is kind of all nostalgic vibes now rather than anything else. With Ryan Kent, he's got the pace, good amount of shooting, passing, dribbling's good, but I wouldn't necessarily put him on the same pedestal of your Vinnies, of your Di Marias, of your Sons. I think he's just one step under that. And then Messi 99 Premium. He, again, is outstanding. He's actually coming in on the market now at 10 million coins, which I didn't think would see him so early on. But like I said with Ronaldo, we've never had a 99, whereas Messi has had two 98s now that are on the value. I could see why they've kind of gone with the Ronaldo instead of the Messi, but that doesn't make any difference to him. Messi is still an absolute baller, and I cannot wait to see what Team 3 and Team 4 brings to us, if we get 4 in this sense. That's going to be my list. Let me know if you disagree with anybody. It is all opinions. I'd probably say Bucha and also Galeno probably should drop down. Maybe even St. Just as well if we're looking at the difference between them. But in terms of the values, I think they are endgame for a reason. But other than that, make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.